You think too much as fear labeled. Um, in this video I'm going to discuss something that other people have often said to me to in fact label me so that I would become afraid of speaking about whatever I'm speaking about. For instance, you think too much. Is what people would often say when, for instance, someone is talking about how this world is actually working, because if you are going to explain how the world is operating and working, you're going to have to go in detail and you're going to have to really get down to the nitty-gritty and explain everything, and how the world is working is a lot more complex than what people are generally thinking and believing and trusting on as their limited knowledge about the world that actually creates an excuse for them to be able to participate in this capitalist system and the consumerist system, in basically that whole idea of ignorance is bliss. So then when someone actually starts to speak up and say just how we have allowed ourselves to become brainwashed, and if that person actually uses facts and proof about this world, if you just go a little bit deeper and scratch the surface, then you would in fact find out that there's a lot more about this world than meets the eye. There's a lot about this world that we just don't know and we're not aware of within our blissful ignorance. So a label that is then used to basically shut that person up is you think too much. And it seems like a very innocent statement. However, that statement is really just used to shut that person up in that moment, because the people who are listening to this person speak just don't want to hear it, and they themselves feel afraid towards what this person is actually sharing, because they don't want to see and realize the truth of what is actually going on in this world. So then they will use something like a condescending kind of statement like you think too much, to basically put that other person in a state of fear, wherein they're afraid of expressing themselves, because they now feel basically put down and they now feel rejected by their environment, because obviously their environment is not listening to them and really doesn't care about what they have to say, and just brushes it off by simply by labeling the person. They give that person a label like you're a thinker or you think too much, thus basically putting that person in a box wherein they can't get out, apparently, and just to make sure that that person will shut the hell up and stop saying what it is that they're saying. So these seemingly innocent statements like you think too much, as something that maybe parents would use towards their children, like my parents have used it towards me, to basically shut their children up and make their children believe that there's something wrong with them by for investigating the world, basically. These statements are not so innocent, and they actually come from a place of fearing reality and not being honest with yourself about who you are and about what reality actually is, and then go and basically attacking the other person through labeling them within a seemingly innocent label to make that person just stop talking.